Born with a passion for stoking the flame of purpose in everyone she meets, our guest today believes the burn we have to be more is not one we should ignore. She's an author, entrepreneur, speaker, and founder of Maintain the Flame, and she is a matriarch of a personal development of empowering growth and expansion, both youth and adults. And her latest book is due to be released, and I think it's out now, which is called Your Soul is Not for Sale, and it's about a self-empowerment and guidebook leading readers on the journey deep into their unique truth. So I welcome Dr. Nicole Bradford, or as it says in the bio, Dr. B.
Hi, how are
Ah,
you? Thank you so much for allowing me to be here today.
you're welcome. Now, everyone has a journey, everyone has a purpose. Now, the purpose can come at an early stage in life, or it can come in the teenage life, it can come in the young adult life. But what was your earliest memory that kick-started your journey?
Well, I would say my memory that kickstarted my journey for my public speaking, it actually began in the late 90s. Believe it or not, I entered into the pageant arena, and I don't know why I really wanted to do that because I went to college at Grambling State University and they had lots of pageants there. But I grew up with very, very low self-esteem.
Hmm.
But I decided to go back home to Austin and compete in the Miss Austin pageant. And the first time I didn't win, but I did go back a second time. And the second time I was announced the first African American Miss Austin USA. And that's what started my journey into public speaking. I had to represent Miss Austin USA. So it gave me an opportunity to go out to different events, different venues, speak at graduations, and different workshops. And that's where I believe it ignited my fire. And I began to love connecting with others, utilizing my testimony of my life to help encourage others. And that's how I stand before you today as Dr. B, one of the motivational speakers.
Yeah, and you talk about low self-esteem. I think that's what, because I know I've experienced it myself over the years. It's about building that confidence to believe in yourself. And sometimes if you've got people telling you the opposite, that drains your energy per se. So trying to believe in yourself is always the key to being a stronger person, I
Oh, most definitely. But that doesn't come easy. It takes a lot. And I
think.
think for me, growing up, and I grew up in a very dysfunctional household. And again, I share my story not to shame or provide any negative information about my family, but I believe that God allows you to go through things to help yourself and to help others. And during that time, it kind of formed who I was because it was difficult when I grew up in that environment, really not knowing who I was and who I was going to be. But I think life taught me. And I believe my lessons in life, where I had to run into brick walls, where I was mistreated in the workplace, mistreated in relationships. And then overall, you'll learn, this is who I am. This is what I deserve. And if you don't like it, that's totally fine. I'm not for everyone, but there is somebody out there who will. But most importantly, I have to love myself first.
Yeah, and that is the key you said as well about loving yourself. You can't love anyone else if you can't love yourself. And that is
Yes.
a difficult thing as well because sometimes you think like, how can I love yourself? And that is a question I've asked myself, and you no doubt has
Mhm.
done that in the past as well. So do you feel like it got easier once you got into the stride of things?
I think well, it's a very, very tough journey. I will be very honest with you. And being an educator and administrator, that's my passion of being able to pass that knowledge and experience on to the students that I'm able to work with. But it is a slow process. It is a journey. It's not a sprint. And it comes with a lot of heartache. Because you have to grieve the process because you're thinking to yourself, well, why am I not liked? Why am I not accepted the way that I am? And sometimes it may make you look down on yourself and then you blame yourself. But I believe once you become stronger when you try to focus on the positive things and you say, you know what, Nicole is not so bad. There's a lot of good things about me. And that's where I had to begin. I believe with my journey, it started number one with my faith, my belief in God that helped me to become stronger, life situations of being rejected because because you move from being a child and you go into the real world and you're rejected by friends, you're rejected in relationships, you're rejected on the job. And that, I believe, builds your character and builds your muscle to know that, okay, I'm rejected by this individual or this group because that's not where I belong. The right person will love me. The right person will accept me. The right person will know that we're going to grow together. And for me, going to counseling. Counseling has helped out a lot. It's helped me to realize that I am not my situation and to know that I have a lot of strength inside of me to get through some of the most painful situations.
Yeah, and it's really good to learn that you can build from that because knockbacks will, like I said, this is what I will say in the podcast because I can relate to it. It's about, getting knocked back so many times, but you've got
Yes.
to have those knockbacks to make yourself progress. Because if you have a perfect journey in being
Oh,
smooth, what's the meaning
mhm.
of that? You can't.
Exactly.
So you
Yes. And
have
I
to,
think
so you have to have those diverts, those
that's right.
deviations. You've got to have those bumps, those thorns, whatever you want to call it. You've got to have those in the way to make it a perfect journey.
That's right. And I think that's what people need to understand. And that's why I try to utilize my life as a testimony to help others. Some of us, I think, because we look at social media, we look at others in the world and we think, oh my gosh, they're so perfect. They have everything together, but you never know what people are going through. And so you have to learn from those bumps and those bruises that you're going to go through in life. It's very painful and it hurts. No one wants to be rejected. We all want to be accepted. But I think if you have the strength and the courage and the ability to say, you know what, I went through that door, it didn't work out, but there's another door out there that is for me. Or I in this relationship, I went in that one, it hurt like hell, but I'm learning from it. I'm going to take what I can away from it. And as I'll move into my next relationship, I know that this is what to look for. And I know what I deserve and what I need. And so I think those bumps and those bruises make us who we are. It's a part of your character and it's a part of your journey. So don't get caught up in looking at everybody else thinking, oh my gosh, their relationship is perfect, their job is perfect, their life is perfect. A lot of the people that's in media, their life is not what they portray. So just look at yourself, internalize it, and focus on the positives that you have in your life.
Yeah, and
I recently heard one person say that your worst day is a day that someone would dream of. So there's someone out there that would be like, oh my gosh, I wish I had just that moment and those opportunities that we take for granted.
and another way about looking at things. Why do you have to worry about anyone else when it's only about you and
That's
potentially
right.
your partner, or if you've got children, you, your partner, and children? Why do you need to worry per se about the person down the road? Because you might not know that person, but it's not your problem if you see them on the sidewalk unless they make a point of stopping you and saying, I need that. But
Yes,
it's not your main priority. Your main priority is just to carry on that road and just
that's right.
focus on you and whoever's with you.
That's right, because you have the power in your journey. It's all in your hands. And sometimes I think we give that power away to other people. But at the end of the day, we must learn that our happiness and our joy, it should come from two places. Whatever your belief is, your faith, my belief in God, and secondly, myself. Because people will be happy for you one day and mistreat you the next day, or they'll be in your corner one day and you do something that they don't like and they'll turn on you the next day. Your joy has got to come from within. That's true joy and true love when you're able to continue to push forward regardless of what you're going through.
Yeah, so we touched upon how you started your journey. Now, as it got stronger, did you feel like it was stronger, or did you feel like you were still learning along that way?
Oh, every day I'm learning. Every day we're all learning. And I think that's important to know. No one gets to the point in life where you have all the answers. And that's something that I always share with my students as well as my personal children, because we're all going through this journey together, but you can learn something new every single day that you can benefit from. So just take each moment as you can, live in that moment, but never stop learning. We're going to learn and we're going to grow and we're going to evolve over time.
Yeah, so going into the future, and obviously the future is tomorrow and next day and so forth. Do
Mhm.
you feel like it's going to be developmental for those skills that you learnt to pass on to, say, the students you encounter? Do you believe your help and self-awareness will help them believe in themselves in future life?
Oh, most definitely. Yes, but it takes us making an effort every single day. And I know, like, even for me, we talk about the journey in life and making sure that you have that positive mindset. And it comes out of my 8 strategies that I recommend for individuals to design the life that they want to live. And the first one is mindset. Your mindset is essential. And I'm not saying just the positive affirmations that we plop on the board and we'll say, I am strong, and then walk out and feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so defeated. But you must believe what you read, you must internalize it, and you must have a growth mindset. If you still think and believe the same way you thought as a person at 15 and 16 years old, you haven't grown. And so that as a person, you're supposed to grow every day. In relationships, you have to grow. When you were dating at 15 years old, the same things you did at 15 should not be the same things that you're doing at 40 and 50 years old. That's a sign of maturity. And so when you get to the point in life on your jobs and as children, when you have to accept the fact that it's important to be flexible and have a growth mindset. And that's why we need to find support systems. Find you a support system or find a tribe out there that's going to help you. And for me, that I found that through counseling because it helps you to think differently. It gives you the tools that you need to develop into a healthy person because so many of us are sitting in situations that are toxic or unhealthy, and we're not going to be able to truly enjoy life because we're stuck. So only you have the power to get yourself
Mm.
unstuck. And that's by getting the support that you need.
Yeah.
And I have it's just 8 strategies that I recommend for people. It's your mindset, taking action, being very intentional in the life that you want to live, making sure that you nurture yourself, take care of yourself, that you're very tenacious, you're authentic, you hold on to your integrity, but last but not least, come up with your non negotiables so you can actually enjoy life. We only get this time once in a lifetime. So enjoy yourself.
And you touched upon faith as well. Faith is a key element for, I forgot what percentage it is in the world, but faith in different denominations is a
Mhm.
key element because it's not just about the Christian faith, it's not about the Muslim faith, it's not about Islam, it's
Mhm.
about how everyone is, but they all come into the one shape, even if they are different denominations and different religions, they all come together, I believe. And it's about that prayer or whatever you do to reach out to that individual in Christian it's God. So do you believe the faith helps you keep strong in understanding you?
Oh, my faith is essential. I have to start my day every single day with my meditation and my connection with my Lord and Savior for my life. And that's the head of my life. But my faith is essential. And my favorite verse is if you have faith as a grain of a mustard seed, you should be able to say to the mountain, remove, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible to you. And so we have to learn to walk by faith and not by sight because look in the world, I mean, just on the news last night I heard them talking about the different workers that are going to be protesting. And that's how we get a lot of our trades and our food that is brought to us. And we can't allow that to control the way that we think and the way that we respond that, oh my gosh, we're not going to have food in the stores anymore. And what's going to happen next? We have to walk by faith. We have to be strong and we have to believe that no matter what, he will provide. But my faith is essential. And I believe my faith helps me to stay grounded in such a chaotic world.
Yeah, so moving to the positives and any way forward about inspiration, what would you say, apart from those 8 steps you just mentioned, what would you say would be the key to making a person believe in themselves?
Out of the 8 steps,
Yeah.
I would say, oh, that's a good question. I haven't had that question. Out of those 8 steps to believe in yourself, I would say your mind. Our mind can be our greatest asset, but it also can be something that works against us because you can have a bad situation happen to you going into work, and then like I used to be at a point I would dwell on that the entire day. And so your mind has so much power. So being able to understand the importance of a positive mindset, having a growth mindset so that you're able to grow in situations, I think it's essential because if you have a positive mindset, you're going to believe in yourself. You start feeding yourself positive information. And in our lives, whatever we feed ourselves is what we're going to attract. That's what we're going to focus on. So if you focus on negative things are going to happen. So we must be positive, have that mindset, and always try to find the good because there's always something good in every situation. Even if you're going through a terrible time in life, I've had some very difficult situations as a child and as an adult. But I have to look at, well, Nicole, this is helping you to become a better person. Or Nicole, you're learning what you deserve. Or Nicole, you'll be better for the next round, the second time around. But find something good, push through the pain, dry up your tears, and keep walking and trusting that it will all come together the way that it's meant to be.
Yeah. Now, last of all, is there any website, email that people can reach out to you and contact you?
Well, I'm on all social media platforms, and I'm new to this, but I believe I'm on LinkedIn, Instagram, and there's a Facebook. They're all Maintain the Flame. So very easy to find me. Just go to LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram, and I Maintain the Flame. Or my website is www.maintaintheflame.net. And there you can purchase my brand new book, My Soul is Not for Sale. And you can also connect with me for coaching advocate and a supporter, or if you would like anyone to come out as a speaker.
That is great. Dr. Nicole Bradford, thank you for sharing your journey with us today.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I truly enjoyed it.
Thank you.